Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Jay's Kids News Network. With baseball finally in full swing, today we are going to learn about some historical baseball players. Before we meet our resident baseball history buff, Dylan Kiggs, please remember to record some educational videos to make this channel even better. All you have to do is choose something to learn about it, and shoot the video. If you like these videos, please subscribe to my channel. Enjoy. Now batting and stepping up to the plate, Dylan. Dylan, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Now batting and stepping up to the plate, Dylan, welcome to the show.
Hi.
And now I'm going to shut off the lights so we can concentrate. Thank you. How are things with you and the family?
Pretty good, I guess.
Yeah. How are things with you and your the family? Oh, I asked that already. So Dylan, tell our audience how you got interested in historical baseball players.
Pretty much just after, my dad just started teaching me in April last year, and then I just, got into it, and then I don't really know.
Cool. Thanks, Dad. Let me flip the page. Who is?
Oh yeah.
Now I'm gonna. Now I'm gonna see some questions.
I mostly learn from the Baseball Card Adventures series by Dan Gutman, who is also the author of My Weird School, Homework Machine, Return.
I've heard of that, My Weird School. I might check it out.
Oh yeah, he does have those read-alouds, which I haven't watched for over a month.
That was on our second. I think My Weird School is on our second grade reading log. Right? Maybe.
I don't really know what you're talking about, but I love
Maybe. I think. I have it upstairs, the reading log that they send for second grade. Okay, now let's get to the baseball questions. Who is Abner Doubleday and why is he important?
Abner Doubleday was what many people think the inventor, but it could have been another person. The story goes by, he was drawing a stick with, I'm pretty sure the bases were loaded and there was 2 outs, and it was the full count. And I think some kids saw him, and the kids maybe told adult, and then and I think the game baseball was invented just then. Unless of course this is a myth, but historians don't really think that.
Cool. What about the old-time player, Hannes Wagner? What is he famous for besides his first funny name?
He's famous for slugging, hitting, and all sorts of it. But I think the most well-known bit about him, because there's no really major event in his baseball career, is this very rare card, the Honus Wagner 1909 T06. It's his 1909 card, but because baseball cards came on the back of cigarette boxes then, Honus Wagner forced companies to quit making them because he didn't want to get kids to start smoking. And there are only 42, and probably only 5 or 6 of them are in mint condition, which if you don't know what mint condition means, it means that it's clean and non-damaged.
Cool. Hey, I see Mr. Met there.
Yes, Mr. Met, no Yankees. But I do have this Yankee thing and that thing and all this other stuff that you probably cannot see.
Yeah. Now, what about a famous New York player? There's no more famous than Babe Ruth. I heard you went to a Babe Ruth museum. Where was that and what was it like?
Was in Baltimore and it was his birthplace, so you could see the room where he was born, because back then not many people were born in hospitals. Only if you were like the wealthiest person in the world you might be born in a hospital, but otherwise you were usually born at home.
Cool. And before I get to the next question about Babe Ruth, I just want to recommend these two books I have. These two books I recommend. This Cam Jansen, The Mystery of the Babe Ruth Baseball. It's really
I love
cool.
the Cam Jansen
Yeah, they're
series.
very good.
Oh yeah,
And
I love those. I love anything that's mystery, adventurous, or historical. I will read.
yes, also Magic Treehouse.
Oh,
This is
Magic Treehouse is awesome.
yeah. Who was Babe Ruth? You should get
Oh,
this
I have
too.
that book.
And I'm gonna tell you maybe a couple in a little bit, like when the interview's almost over, maybe I'll tell you guys
I
about
can't
Babe Ruth.
hear you.
Oh, maybe
Oh,
at the end of the show I'll say a couple facts about Babe Ruth and his life and all that. Dylan, we want to see your face. Okay, where are we?
Here I am. Oh wait, you were talking about something.
Can you tell me something interesting things about Babe Ruth? Who did he play for his early years and how did he become a Yankee?
Well, originally, he one of his friends slash teachers at St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys in Baltimore. What that friend slash teacher was the friend of the owner of the Baltimore Orioles, which was back then a minor league team. And he went to the Orioles. Then the Red Sox picked him up, where he was a star pitcher, but rarely batted because the Red Sox wouldn't let him. So he was traded in 1919. I'm pretty sure after the Black Sox scandal, which was a scandal, not like the scandals like Houston Astros scandal, like gamblers were paying them with money to lose so they could win millions of bets.
So cool. I heard Babe Ruth was a pitcher as well as the
Sultan of SWAT.
Yeah. Was he a good pitcher?
Very good. He once pitched 14 innings in the whole game. He pitched the whole games and it was 14 innings. That's one of the reasons why he wasn't a human. Which, if you want to know, there's a video about it, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. What is the called shot?
The called shot was in Babe Ruth's last World Series. It was the fifth game, top of the fifth, because it was playing in Wrigley Field, and the Yanks were batting first, of course. Babe pointed to the fans or the pitcher or the dugout with one finger. Then on the second strike, two. And then just before the next pitch, he pointed with the two fingers or one. Either way, it doesn't really matter. to the flagpole at center field. And on the next pitch, he hit it to center field, right at the flagpole.
Really?
Yep. Some people say he was pointing at Charlie Root, which I very much believe because I feel like it's impossible to predict the called shot.
Yeah. I heard the Babe Ruth loved hot dogs. Is that true?
Probably. He loved to eat.
Yeah. Do you like hot dogs?
Yeah, I do. I like
Now,
adding stuff to it, like corn and peas.
cool. Now tell me about Jackie Robinson. Who did he play for and why is he so special?
He played for the Brooklyn Dodgers and only played for the Giants like 1 year, and it was his last year. He was important because he was the first African American baseball player ever.
Cool. Jackie, now tell me, Jackie Robinson famously stole home in Game 1 of the 1955 World Series. Was he safe or was he out?
He was safe, called by the ump, but for some reason, even though I really want to believe he was safe, I kind of think he was out. If I could see the catcher's position better, I could be sure. Because I think the catcher was right in the middle of the plate. And if I knew the exact pinpoint position of where his glove was, because his glove was down before Jackie slid in. Just a few, like maybe a second or two, or a zeta second before. And I don't know if it was in the plate so Jackie was safe, or out of the plate, or Jackie was able to avoid it.
Cool. Tell me about Satchel Paige, another African American who came from Negro Leagues.
Well, he played in the Negro Leagues for 20 years. He could pitch the fastest fastball, and because of segregation, he didn't ride the bus with his other teammates. Instead he drove his car and hunted for food on the way to Negro League games.
Then what's segregation?
Segregation means like a long time ago, and maybe now like in the very bit south, there's this thing called segregation where I need to find a good example. For example, what are they called again? Oh yeah, water fountains. Yeah, water fountains. Like there's one for color, which in legend it goes by Rosa Parks. Thought rainbowish water would come out, but of course, water isn't rainbow unless if it's facing the sun. And then there was white for white people. So let's just say this has a ton of white on this side, okay? And this has a ton of other colors on this side. So this is color, this is white. This is a white person, and he's drinking. This is a black person, and he's drinking.
Cool. I heard you went to watch a game in Pittsburgh last year. Can you tell me about one of the most famous players, Roberto Clemente?
Roberto Clemente played for the Pittsburgh Pirates for his whole career. He was amazing at stealing. He knew when to steal. Wait, no, that's a description from Jackie Robinson. He was a good base runner. He was amazing at fielding. He could run from all the way from right. He ran from his position in right field to the infield to make plays every once in a while. I think once in Cincinnati. He was a never black player, but maybe the 50th, something like the 50th, because this is in the 60s. Around 10, like around maybe 13 years from Jackie Robinson.
Cool. What was the best food you ate in Pittsburgh?
The best thing I ate, I think, did I have sliders for dinner that night at the restaurant?
No, you went to Primanti Brothers, the famous Pittsburgh restaurant. And you had a big sandwich with all sorts of meat on
it. And wait, is this the one? Yes, this is the one. Nearing the end of the game, there's a baseball. There are lots of baseballs in our direction that I could have caught, but I wasn't able to move there quickly enough to catch it. There's this ball that flew down. My dad was rushing. I was rushing to get it too, but the fans behind us were rushing too. The fans behind us got it, but they gave it to us. And we have another one because at the end of the game, the umpire gave Juliet one, which I so don't know why we didn't ask for the umpire's autograph. Because if you get one umpire's autograph, is like the rarest thing ever and coolest thing ever.
Oh, and I want to show you. So last year I went to spring training, 2 games. This year I went to spring training in March for the Yankees with my dad, right here. And I went to 2 games, 1 day game at Charlotte Sports Park in Florida, and then the other game at Yankee Stadium in Florida, which is cool because they have Tampa. And it's all in Tampa. And so the Charlotte Stadium is in Punta Gorda somewhere in Tampa. And so this is, my dad brought it down. He was rushing down. So at the end of the game, I was begging for a ball. So like someone who worked for the Yankees, he just threw balls to my dad. And this is from the dirt. And this is what it was, real baseball dirt. And I have another one upstairs, but I got a lot of autographs. If I can open this, can you help me? I can't read this sloppy writing. Can you? Miguel, there's Dad, can you help me read it? Sure. There's Miguel and Duhar. So there's all these.
Cool. I think I'm gonna try to get autographs with my autograph book and this ball. And there's an ink spot right there.
What?
An ink spot. I think it's ink.
So there's
where do you think it came from?
When you were waiting to get their autographs after the game, it accidentally touched them.
So Dylan, I got Magellan Duhar, DJ LeMahieu, who else? Some other guys. There's two catchers on the Yankees, Gary Sanchez, and this other guy who I have no idea who he is. And he just gave me his autograph. And who was the one with the 2 kids? It was very nice. And who's the one? So this was crazy. So with DJ LeMahieu, I already mentioned, there was like 2 kids who got it, and me and someone else a kid, we both just got DJ LeMahieu. Then he just walked away. It was crazy. You know anyone else like you? Okay, because I have no idea what that sloppy writing is. Okay. Obviously, you're a big baseball fan, Dylan. Who's your favorite team and player?
Mets, and my favorite player is, which I don't have to tell you because you see it, right? Wait, which is the best way? Yeah, here, right there, right there.
Todd Frazier.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have any players from other teams you like to watch?
From other teams, not really. Maybe Aaron Judge. Maybe now that I have a fantasy team, maybe Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Hicks, Brett Gardner, which is Brett. This is actually a Gardner jersey.
Who? That's Gardner. That's what I have. Judge. I have Judge.
Oh, yeah, I do like Javi Baez too. And this one is Pete Alonso.
I got on the Yankees. I have 2 jerseys. I gave one to my brother. He has Hicks. My brother has Sanchez, and Stanton, and I have Masahiro Tanaka, who's Japanese, and Aaron Judge.
Ooh, nice. I have Masahiro Tanaka on my fantasy team, but he's injured. So is Corey Kluber, who's also on my fantasy team. So we need to find a pitcher fast, or my team is going to the position where Sam Passer is right now.
Maybe we'll make a trade.
Passer me a ball. Because his last name's Passer.
Dylan, maybe we'll make a trade. Maybe. Do you have 50-50? Yes. 50. Yes, 50. No, maybe. Maybe 50-50. Do any of these players of the old historical players?
Do any players now remind you of anything?
Oh yeah. Todd Frazier reminds me of Roberto Clemente. He isn't as good as a player, but he's pretty good. But the main thing is that he donates money a lot and is very kind. And Pete Alonso reminds me of Roberto Clemente, but I already said Todd Frazier. But Pete Alonso also reminds me of T-Mobile, which donated $250,000 at the home run derby to Little League, and after each home run, they donate another up to $5,000 more.
Oh my God!
They must have become bankrupt.
Before I say the last thing, I want to read you a couple of facts about Babe Ruth. See? Yeah, probably have it. I know I do. Let me just flip to the page. No, not that. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Ready?
Yep.
How many games did Babe Ruth play in 1 year? Any 1 year?
I don't remember.
Okay. When did Babe Ruth get his most hits?
Let me think.
I'll give you a clue.
19.
You're on the right track.
28.
You're close. 1923.
Oh, so close.
So close. Let's see. What was Babe Ruth's real name?
George Herman Ruth.
Correct. One more, Dad. How many games did he play in 1924?
I have no idea.
Okay. 153.
153, that's super low, especially for a star pitcher and batter.
I know. Okay, ready? Dylan, you have been an amazing guest. Perhaps you could tell us about Australia or about rugby on another episode. Is there anything you would like to share with those who are watching at home?
Nothing really. And trust me, I don't know anything about rugby or football. I don't know the first thing about it. But I do know a little bit about cricket, which is pretty similar to baseball, just the rules are adjusted and equipment can get a bit different or minus.
Yes. And Dylan, have you ever been to Australia?
Like 6 times.
Oof, I wish I went there. What's an episode of that? I heard it was really fun. Did you see any kangaroos?
At the zoo we did, but we don't go where kangaroos live in the wild. We saw koala. We didn't see any. We saw koalas at the zoo. I almost caught a sand shark in the morning, but blame my dad right there. He messed up when I would have caught a sand shark. And also a sand shark swam under me. So did a stingray. And what else did I see? Oh yeah, I saw a grouper, a water dragon, which doesn't live in the water and doesn't look like a dragon. It's a lizard.
Yeah. Also, kids, please remember to record some educational videos to make this channel even better. All you have to do is choose something to learn about it, and choose a video. If you like these videos, please subscribe to my channel. Enjoy. Thank you, Dylan.
What is that?
The best pretzels ever.
Pretzels, yummy. But I don't think I'll eat right now because